Good morning, friends. Rise and shine, and welcome to the morning show. I'm your host, Jeannie Joseph, and we are live from the Art Gallery. Later in the morning, we have a special guest, one that you know and love, sharing a very special talent that you haven't seen. But first, let's talk about the weather. Today and tomorrow, there's a 60 and 70% chance of rain with temperatures in the 80s. The rain will bring cooler fall-like weather on Wednesday with lots of sunshine and temperatures in the 70s and low 80s. And it'll be in the 50s at night. Absolutely perfect. Make sure you open your windows. Let me tell you some special program highlights we have that you might be interested in this week. Today, Stacy is hosting a TED Talk at 1 o'clock this afternoon in the Muirfield Room. It's called Makers Gonna Make. This is about creative makers and their artistic process. Tomorrow, Tuesday, it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. There is a resident associate wiffle ball game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock outside the main entrance. Keep your fingers crossed that the rain will hold off. If you aren't planning to participate, please come out and cheer on your favorite team. In the afternoon, we are traveling to Peru at 2 o'clock in the Muirfield Room as part of our Wowsitude program. On Wednesday, in 1962, John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth in a spaceship he called Friendship 7. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Anyway, in 1998, he once again traveled into space on a 9-day mission, becoming the oldest American to do so at age 77. This Wednesday is an all-day Village Voyage excursion to the John and Annie Glenn Museum in New Concord, Ohio. From there, you'll travel on to Cambridge, Ohio for lunch and the Cambridge Glass Museum. If you're not taking the Village Voyage trip, there is a 1 o'clock movie in the Muirfield Room called The Rescue List. This is a documentary telling the story about two boys escaping from slavery, spending a year in a rehabilitation shelter, and eventually reuniting with their family. I love happy endings. On Thursday, as part of our Otterbein Lifelong Learning Program, we will be featuring a movie in the Muirfield Room at 1 o'clock called The Other Story. This is an Israeli drama film with two young women whose paths cross in Jerusalem, changing both of their lives in unexpected ways. Later on that afternoon at 1:30 in the Muirfield Room will be a Zoom panel discussion about the movie with movie co-author Dr. Noam Schpanzer, along with two professors from Otterbein University. On Friday, did you know it's National Wear Your College Color Day? Well, join our associates and celebrate this day with your college colors. In the afternoon at 1 o'clock, there's a movie called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. This movie is about a widowed cleaning lady in the 1950s living in London that falls madly in love with couture Dior dress and decides that she must own one herself. After she works, starves, and gambles to raise money, she embarks on an adventure to Paris, changing her outlook in the future of the House of Dior. On Saturday, it's college football season. The OSU Notre Dame game will kick off Saturday evening at 7:30 and is being shown in the Muirfield Room. Bring your own refreshments and enjoy the game with friends. Now, on to our special guest. How many of you have met someone in your life that seems to be good at everything and anything they touch turns to gold? Well, that describes my guest here this morning, who really needs no introduction, but just in case you haven't met this great talented guy, it's my pleasure to introduce Andy Howland. Andy and his team create the most beautiful landscaping and gardens here at the village for us to enjoy. Andy is a self-taught artist who created all the pictures currently displayed in the art gallery you see here today. Andy is also the cook in his family, creating great meals for all of them. But there is another talent that you may not know. Andy, before your big debut, can you talk to us a little bit about your journey of creativity? What or who inspired you in your creative endeavors?
Good morning, everyone. I would say as soon as I was able to hold chalk, my mother and my grandmother encouraged me to take art. It is something that they enjoyed, and it's something that I really took to at a very young age. And I'd say K through 12, I always had art. As a young teenager, maybe about 14, that's when I got this guitar, so about 20 years ago or so. I started playing music, only played music, and then when 2014, my kids were getting older, I had less time, and I needed something else creative I could do by myself. I could not get it out as much. So my wife bought me paints, a starter set of paints, and I've been painting ever since, and almost very little music until recently. I've prepped myself for this occasion.
Wonderful. Well, Andy, it's time to showcase your musical talent. Everyone grab a cup of coffee and sit back and enjoy the concert. Take it away, Andy.
Thank you. Let me give it a little tune-up to make sure I am good. Okay.
Wow, Andy, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today on the morning show, and a very special thank you to Andy Howland. Bye-bye. See you next time.